What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. Let me just note that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And don't forget about the Moomoo link. Deposit $100 and you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Deposit $1,000 and you're guaranteed 15. And the offer ends very soon. Anyways, as far as the market goes, we had a very interesting reaction to CPI. So, as a reminder, the CPI data was good. Everything was aligned with expectations. And then year over year, all items to CPI was well below expectations. So everything was decent, and the market started off with a nice pump, only to start dumping afterwards after pricing everything in. So what's happening is SPY is now starting to dip. We're showing a lot of signs of weakness right now. We're barely holding support at this 545 area. So if we lose 545, we could be going all the way down to 543.8. That's the next major support between there and 544. If 545 breaks, and then also know that if we end up losing 542.5, there could be a big jump coming all the way down to, I would say, the high 530s. So there's going to be a big dump coming if 542.5 ends up breaking. So I want to give you guys a warning about that. The market got a very, very interesting reaction. They used CPI as an excuse to pump and dump things. And now the market's barely holding support. So you want to be very careful. It is a heavy market. To turn back up, we need SPY to at least reclaim our 20 EMA, 547.72. I would like to see that get reclaimed for this to turn back up. Otherwise, we're at risk of falling, and bearish momentum is building on the 4-hour time frame. You can even see the PPO is turning, so there is a risk of more downside. For ES, we're losing the support. We lost the support at 54.80, so this could dip all the way down towards the 54.50s if we don't hold 54.70. So be careful. There's weakness building right there. For Nvidia, we had an inverse head and shoulders like structure. We're trying to push up to this 110 resistance. If that breaks, we're looking for 112 as the next level, followed by 115. And then if we lose that, we're looking for basically 107.8 to 108. If that fails, we'll be dumping all the way down to 104. So with this, I think that there is a risk of, Nvidia pumped and now the market's kind of dragging it down again. So if we don't hold 110, this will be dipping. So be careful. We're barely holding support, so give this some time. For Bitcoin, we pumped up to 57,000 only to reject. So now we're back below our EMAs. And this imbalance down here will drag us down to the 55,000 area. So I think we're going to be dipping to the lower 55,000s. We look a little bit bearish after that rejection. If you look at Tesla, we pumped, and Tesla's the one that's showing less weakness in the market, but we pumped to this resistance up here very close to where we were yesterday, only to fail at 225. Because we did not hold 225, Tesla's dipping to 222. That's the next level. If that fails us, we're going back down to this 220 to 219 area. I say that because that's close to where our 20 EMA was yesterday, so very close to 220. If we lose that, we turn a lot more bearish. Otherwise, Tesla's still range bound. So Tesla, of all things, is still holding this range. NQ started off with a pump only to come back down. It's not looking as weak as ES. We're still holding support. We have two supports to watch for: 18,769. If that fails us, we're looking for 18,700. If that fails, there's going to be a dump all the way down to about 18,575. So we're just in a range right now. I'm seeing some weakness on NQ that's building. The QQQ is also looking a little bit weaker. We're barely holding 457. That's close to our 20 EMA. If we don't hold this, we could be dumping down to 455, then 453. To be bullish, we want to break past 460. This looks a little bit weaker. It's also getting dragged down by the market. Apple, of all things, is looking a little bit weaker. So it pumped to about the 223s only to come back down. And we're just range bound right now. So we'll give that a little bit more time. For the IWM Russell 2000, we're just range bound. We're dipping towards the 206 supports. If we lose that area, we're looking for 204 in the low 200s. So we're barely holding support right now. For Coinbase, we started off with a pump only to dip back down. So now we're hitting the lower end of our support. We're looking at 150 as our major support. If it doesn't hold, we come down to fill this gap to about 148, which I think is very favorable right now. We might be dipping down to 148. Amzn failed to hold 180, so we pumped all the way up to 182, almost only to come back down. We failed to hold 180, so now we're looking at 170 as support. If that doesn't hold, we're going down to like the 176.5 area, followed by 175.62. So I see a risk of us coming down to the mid 170s. For Meta is completely range bound right now. We're looking at this 507.5 area as our resistance. Our support is going to be around 500. We're just completely range bound, so give this the time it needs. For Microsoft, we pumped all the way up to about this 418 area, or a little bit under that. So we have 415 to watch for as our resistance. We came just under my 419 target. I was calling out 419, came a little bit short of that. So now we're at risk of coming back down. It's about 411 if we don't hold 415. So be careful, guys. And then for Google, we were trying to rebound. We'll see if 150 holds. We tried to bounce off of it only to come short. So we had 152. It just came short of my 153 target. And now we're barely holding 150. So if 150 does not hold, this will turn back down. If it does hold, it could hold up. So be careful, guys. The market's in a very, very risky place. With that being said, I want to thank you all so much for listening. SPY is dumping right now. We're barely at support at 543.8. It actually came down to my level in real time. So we'll see if the support holds. Otherwise, it's coming down to fill this gap here. So be careful, guys. There's a risk of more downside. So do what you have to do. I thank you all so much for listening. This is a quick update, and peace out.